Employment and Productivity, Dr. Chris Ngige, and the Honorable Minister for Communications, Mr. Bayo Shitu. Our very great friends from Huawei, and the very lucky ladies who have qualified to go to China. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by thanking His Excellency, the Chinese Ambassador. I think that the Chinese Ambassador has proved to us that he's not only an ambassador, he's also a brother. Because in the past, since we've been here, since the inauguration of this government, he has stuck to us very closely and has taken every opportunity to work with the Nigerian government to achieve our own objectives. So I must commend you and thank you very much for the great work of cooperation you're doing, and for doing it in such a manner that is friendly and in a brotherly manner. I want to thank you very much for that. I also want to thank our friends from Huawei for this very innovative, very creative way of advancing technology development in Nigeria. Aside from job creation, I mean, it's obvious to us that the way that the world is going, there is no question at all that knowledge is the key. And as they say, the knowledge society is the society that is going to succeed this society. And it's critical that our young people, as a matter of fact, all of us, are not just technology friendly, but technology educated. And I think that it's an important thing that is being done through this training program. One of the things that I have discovered is that there is a certain aptitude that young people have that perhaps people of my generation do not have, especially in relation to technology. You know, and my daughter, who is probably about as old as the ladies who are here, was saying to me that we are, that's my generation, we are migrants, we are, as he calls it, technology migrants or something like that, and that we've just migrated, whereas they are natives, you know, they were born, they are technology natives. So I think that this is the time, really, for young people to be trained in this way and to imbibe the whole, not just training in ICT, but the whole culture of technology and the knowledge society generally. So I'm really pleased that this initiative is coming at this time. In terms of how this will grow the ICT sector and also our economy, I think that this is also very important. In the change agenda of the current administration, one of the critical things that we want to do is to create ICT hubs across the country. And we are looking at encouraging existing hubs. We're looking at developing existing hubs and trying to see how we can, you know, empower those who are already working in these various ICT hubs. For example, there is a program in Lagos, I think it's a co-creation, there's that whole, if you like, it's developing into some kind of a Silicon Valley of its own in Yaba, in Lagos. And there are quite a few initiatives in that neighborhood, quite a few ICT initiatives in that neighborhood. There are several people who are engaged in programming, several people who are engaged in developing applications and all of that. And we think that that will be one of the major areas where the federal government will be working to expand the scope of technology, and especially encouraging young people to to incubate their startups and to get involved in technology generally. So this is a very important thing for us. This effort is particularly important for us because it fits into our own plans for the development of ICT. And we know that the development of ICT is possibly also one of the quickest ways by which people can get decent jobs, not just any kind of job, but the kinds of jobs that will enhance their own lives and, of course, enhance our overall economy. So we think that this is absolutely important, and we don't take lightly at all the fact that you are working with us to achieve short and long-term objectives. So we really commend you and thank you very much for the efforts that you have made. And I also very strongly believe that we will, do all we can, to work with you to expand whatever it is that you also are trying to achieve in Nigeria. I know that as businessmen, what you want to do is to deepen the market here and to ensure that you're able to sell your products well and effectively. We want to create an environment for that to happen. One of the most important things for us is creating an environment where it's easy to do business. And one of the objectives that the President has set for our Trade and Investment Ministry and all other ministries that are connected is that Nigeria must move up in the ease of doing business indices across the world, all the different indices that there are, that we must make an appreciable progress. At the moment, we're rated rather poorly in terms of the ease of doing business, and we realize why. So we're going to take steps to ensure that we open up the country for business. I mean, there are challenges here and there, but we know that in the shortest possible time, we'll be able to resolve those challenges. But as we deepen the markets and as we expand the scope for your activity, we also expect that you will encourage not just the selling of products, but the manufacture of products here. Because we have a huge market. Nothing to compare, of course, to China, but where we will be in the next decade, possibly the 6th or 7th largest country in the world, in terms of population. And that population will be a prosperous population. It will be a population that will be mainly middle class. A lot of these young ladies and gentlemen who are coming up now will be that middle class. So it's an important time to establish industry here now. This is the time to start manufacturing here and to train those who will be working in your companies here. And I think that China is in the best possible position to do this now because the relationship between Nigeria and China has never been better, just as His Excellency pointed out. The President has met with the President of the People's Republic of China twice now. And there will be many more meetings because we consider China a strategic partner and we consider that this will be an important relationship. So I think the time is now to come in and do something, not just assembly but actual manufacture. There are constraints, as there will be. There are constraints in terms of finding components and in terms of manufacturing components. But that is the special skill that China has. China has a special skill of cottage industries, the ability to develop small-scale industries that will supply a larger industry. And I think that all of that creativity that China has, this is the time to bring them here and help not just in developing our economy, but also in imposing a future for Chinese industry that will that will be very positive and will lead to mutual prosperity of both nations. So I want to thank you again very much for all the effort you're putting, and I also join my colleagues, the honorable ministers, who are saying that more can be done. And I think I agree with them that more can be done, and we hope that you will accept our pleas to do more. I think we should also commend the ladies who have qualified to go to China, and it's interesting that we have so many ladies. I noticed that over 1,000 ladies have been trained, and this is excellent indeed. I mean, I must say that also agrees with our policy, with the federal government's policy, that we must advance girl child education and advance the place of women in business, because, as you know, they are not just a significant part of our population, there are probably more women in Nigeria than men. So if we don't encourage women to be involved in business and we don't train the women, we are hurting ourselves and shooting ourselves in the foot, because really, if half your population is not properly engaged and properly developed, then you'll run into trouble. And I have 3 children, 2 of them are daughters. So I have a very strong, reasons for wanting to encourage the education of women. And I agree entirely that women have such a critical role to play. As a matter of fact, their role is co-equal with the role that men play in any society. So thank you very, very much indeed. And I hope that after the signing ceremony, I hope this will just be the beginning of even bigger and greater cooperation between Huawei and the government and people of Nigeria. And I hope that we also, in turn, will be able to match your expectations in very many ways. So thank you all very much, and congratulations, ladies. Thank you.